All right, we're out here. I figured make a video. I've been pretty busy. It's like, why you ain't made a video? Because I've been working. But yeah, here we are. Check it out. So this is the Uncle Donald special. He was telling me to try to grow black-eyed peas. The idea behind this being I've been swamped. If a lot of stuff, say like zucchini, cucumbers, if you don't catch it fresh, it gets too big, it's over. With these, I get 2 swings at it, so I'm excited. So I'll be able to try to pick them like a green bean with a fresh pod, or if you don't get to them, boom, you got dry storage for winter. So I got a block of them in right here, 500 row feet. We got really good germ. The seed was pretty good too on the price. Here goes the dog. Under here, I'm starting to run the irrigation and get in another block, kind of like my second stand for these. I think these are only like 3 weeks old, so they're moving quick. Then back here, I got, let's see, we got some row cover off. I know, I got a weed, but check these guys out. Spaghetti squash, boom, 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 everywhere. Look at them, they're looking good. I got jacked by the ants. We're not too worried about that. You can't do much. But yeah, so these, we got really good germ, some weeding to do, but overall, these are coming good. So I got, man, I probably did a lot of work since the last video, but I got the farm all divvied up now into my blocks, 500 row foot or 1/16 of an acre blocks. And then up here, I call them my parking lots, about 135 foot beds. So that's an 1/18 of an acre or 1,000 row feet. So as you can see, like on this side, boom, beans are going. And then another stand of beans. And then right here, so you can see, like this is the last 1/8 of an acre block. And actually, it's all right with the tractor. I got my ass out here yesterday. So what I do is I kind of either fill the trench with organic matter and rake over, or right now we got a roll. So I'm just kind of raking it over. I haven't been fertilizing anything either, which I don't know if that's going to bite me in the ass, but so far the soil seems to be pretty fertile. Here's another block, give you an example. Trying to get this all raked over, and then this will be another stand of beans, and then this will be another stand of beans. So I'm hoping over the next 3 months kind of be running like this 2-3 week stagger on them things. I got my main, well not main, but block cleared out back there where the greenhouse is going to be. And then to the right of it behind the beans is going to be another 2 500 row foot blocks. Come out here. This is all our melons we're working on. This is the second stand. You can see these guys in this second stand, we got melons going. We got melons going everywhere. I know, like everything, I got a weed, but little ones, big ones. So this is good. A couple weeks ago, I was getting my ass tore up by these rabbits, quail, maybe the deer. I don't know who got me the one night, but so you can see out here, this is another of those 1/8 acre blocks. And this is my second stand of the watermelons. Out here, this needs to get mulch, row cover, something, but this just got seeded. This is a mix between, some of them were watermelons, almost like a third stand from here, and then some of them were spaghetti squash. Roll back here to this block. I know, like everything, you got a weed. Man, this is where the carnage happened. I got some kind of pest, something getting in, and they've just been destroying this field, destroying the drip, tearing it up. You can see though, the plants are still putting off melons, so I got a good amount of melons here. I'm hoping, I think tomorrow's supposed to be, yeah, look at, I think tomorrow's supposed to be the chicken wire coming in like 1,800 feet, and we're gonna go and do the whole perimeter of the property all the way around the 5 acres. But I'm hoping, we had an off week last week, but we got tons of melons finally on this first stand. Hopefully if I can just keep the pests off, this thing will start popping off really nice. Here's another good example of the pest damage. I'm pretty sure I had a family of rabbits out here just kind of treating me like Golden Corral or Old Country Buffet. All right, so I got this block rolling, this 500 row feet. And then over here, this is our market garden for 7 Arrows. Random watermelon back here. These were supposed to be canaries. I had to reseed them with something else. I don't have any more canary seed. Over here are kabochas though. These are really cool. This is a winter squash. You don't have to cure it. The color on them is super, super beautiful. Look at these plants. Look at how good they look. This is one actually, that one block over there, the parking lot in between the black and the white row cover. That 1,000 row feet after the success of these, more seeds should be here today. And we're going to try to squeeze some more of these in before the winter. But really, really, really good size, really nice looking fruit. And I'm hoping, if all goes well, these should actually be in the CSA this week for the local co-op, which is exciting. But these are really, really fun, really good. So that's a new crop for us and really, really big success. I got some zucchini, exciting, that's going. Probably more exciting is these cucumbers over here. I love cucumbers. I've been waiting on them. So this is actually the first stand of cucumbers. I came out here this morning and saw I need to get them on the trellis. But if you check it out, most of them have, even if they're small, most of them are starting to flower, starting to set fruit. So when you see them weighed down like that, you need to get them up on that trellis. So that'll probably be on the list to do today. Here's a bed. I got jack bag. Oh, these were beans. Those guys went nuts on them. This needs some weeding, but there actually are green onions in there. And then this final bed over here, it was actually, you can see how the soil's mounded up. This was a potato bed. So I'll show you guys real quick over here. Threw in more butternuts, and holy cow, check these guys out. Some of them already coming up, getting size. You can see the theme here. I need to weed. If anybody wants to weed, come by. You could weed your life away out here. So again, need to get mulch on them, something to try to keep the moisture in. But you can see our plant spacing on there. So hopefully these will start getting big, start vining up. And the nice thing again with the dried beans, the spaghetti squash, the butternuts is, that's gonna be our stuff that we can drip out over the winter essentially. So instead of just getting the same carrots and salad greens, hopefully we can kind of mix it up with some of the dried beans. And the other thing too, the dried beans and especially like the butternuts, you're getting more calorically dense food. So kind of need to start moving in that direction. Cucumbers and stuff are nice, but a lot of it's kind of foo-foo. And then here's another, I gotta fix my row cover. Here's another 1,000 row feet, and these are butternuts. And you can see these guys a little bit smaller than the other ones, but they're all really, really uniform. So I'm confident as long as we keep these moist, these beds will take off. And typically what I'm doing with the row cover, these were just a little short. I want to wait until the plants get one more set of leaves from here until I take the row cover off. When you get them when they're really small, especially when it's just like this with the first set of leaves, these are like microgreens to the pest, and they could eat this down and kill the plant immediately. So like these should be covered, even though it'll slow their growth a bit. But at least until they get to a bigger size, a little bit bigger than this, to where the pests are going to have a harder time knocking them down. Yeah, and there's the edge. And the only other block we have that I need to get turned over, I think I might throw green onions on here when it cools off just a little bit. But I have one more. And this was actually the first market garden for 7 Airs. You see this one's done, cashed out. I just leave the weeds on it. Let the organic matter build. The weeds are breaking up the soil compaction, letting moisture get in there. So as long as they're not, even on the beds, I don't care too much. But most of these you see, when you have them in the rows, we're rolling with keep them. And I'm convinced these things are kind of scavenging moisture too. As they're pulling moisture up for their foliage, it's also pulling it up through the soil. So I'll keep these on in between the rows. And then we're ready to plant, knock them down, because you can see the beds were mulched. So they're not too weedy, which is kind of nice. And then that'll just be organic matter. As long as it don't have a bunch of seed, just knock it down, leave it there, and that'll start to decompose. See my gate, my porta potty guy. We had a replacement guy, and yeah, I don't know. He's a nice guy. Here's the porta potty. Here's the water. I cut a road out there where these guys can pull up, haul water, clip it to their battery. And then we just try to keep a tank filled for some of the neighbors or if shit pops off. Building materials, my plumbing. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. I should have showed you guys, but long story short, no more janky shit. I got a main line ran, so we got our new well pumping. Going straight down, you can kind of see out there where one of my valves is up. I need to get a box and cover it. But I now have 1.25 PVC main line running straight from the well. You can see my trench where we covered it back up. Oh yeah, I'll show you guys the tomatoes too. So yeah, so I got this nice trench. It's gonna end up being like 500 feet of PVC, but it made a night and day difference. Before we had our little 4 gallon per minute well pump. Now this new pump, it's supposed to be 12. I wouldn't doubt if it was every bit of that. It's no less than 10 GPM. This thing's kicking butt. don't mind the mess. You know how construction goes. So I had my buddy Jimmy over. He came with his, it's about a foot wide, the bucket. He dug the trench, so we have a trench all the way from here, all the way up, and it runs straight down, splitting the farm in half, and then all the beds kind of feed out from there. So you can see right now, we just put it in the other day. It's pretty cool. Here go the panels, dusty, dirty, whatever, it's still spinning. But we're able to wire it up. It's a two-way pump, or I think they call it three-way, but it'll run on 110, 220 AC, or 90 to 300 volts direct current. So basically, I wired this shit up with this to the solar panels with an RV plug, and then coming from the well, it also has a RV plug. So essentially what I can do is I have this little adapter. So if for some reason we don't have sun, it's nighttime, maybe you want a foliar feed, or just an emergency, I have this where I can plug it into a 110 generator and still get probably 6-7 gallons per minute. So it's really, really cool. Same thing if we get an inverter for the cold storage. At nighttime, we could just plug this in to the inverter and it'll run on AC, or when the sun's out, you can run it on DC. So right now we got our panels just all wired up just to up the voltage. I'm thinking it should be, in theory, somewhere around like 200, a little bit over 200 volts. And then the old well pump actually took a shit. It was crazy. We got a rain and it was like divine timing. But so this one I just need a control box for. So we still have the old well pump right here. Oh, you can hear that go. And then we dropped the other one to the side. Basically, hopefully, I think today Jimmy's coming. And we're going to tie off the safety rope, build the new well cap, put a T on there, kind of like this one, for the pipe coming out. And then essentially just kind of shore this thing up so we can get the tractor out of here. There's a little bit more digging to finish up. You can see I got my little janky line ran to fill up them guys' tank. And then cold storage, got that back here. Essentially right next to the well, there's my back fence line. I have this space, and this is where we're going to build our processing station. That way you got the whole, and then visitors come in from there. They can come down, pick up, and just take off. So it's going pretty smooth. Just staying busy. I think somewhere we're probably getting close to like that 1.5 acre mark. Definitely over 1.25 acres. Here's a block that needs to be turned over. I just got to get it mowed. And same with these. This has been going pretty good with the tomatoes. You guys can see how big they're getting. And what I need to do today, I'll come through and mow down the grass in the middle, really low, and it just keeps it like a living mulch. And so far, I've been having pretty good luck. I got a spot right here with the mesquites. But overall, as you can see, really big plants. Starting to set a ton of flowers, and some of the really early fruit is finally starting to set. So we'll get in here, we'll clean these up, cut these little bit of mesquites out. But here's another good example. Like these need to start getting picked up. You can see the fruits come in. There's some green fruits, red fruits. So I'm thinking probably, I've been munching on them a little bit. We'll get out here, we'll cut the grass, we'll work them this week. I'll pull the red ones. And then I'm thinking hopefully next week we should start getting decent enough numbers to get them moved to 7 arrows. So yeah, just figured I'd update everybody on the farm, show you guys how it's going. And yeah, if anybody wants to weed, get involved.